Colonel.
Morning.
I'm going to take you through Exhibit X13C, in bracket C. There are two lab numbers there. There is lab 1 in brackets 9, and the second lab is in brackets 3. I'm not sure what's the number of this report.
Can you please come again?
I see there are two lab numbers on these exhibits.
One is number A, B, is a laboratory.
I'm asking the number of this report. Is it report number what?
This was good again. Joba Kune number A, B, is a laboratory. Lana,
The lab number, the first one.
Yes.
217-267/14. 9 in bracket.
Yes.
It means it's the 9th
report
in the examination on this case.
Okay. So which one is this? Is this the 9th one or the 3rd one?
The 9th one. And then on the Cleveland case, on lab number 34369/2015, 3 is the 3rd report on that one.
Lapake umbiko 217267/2014 in brackets 9 kusho ukuthi oweshiyagalolunye umbiko wale case yase phosphorus case 63610 of 2014 kodwa ke lenyeke inumber ulab 34369 of 2015 in brackets 3 kusho ukuthi umbiko wesithathu waleli cala leli Cleveland case 9602 of 2015.
Can you also double check, Colonel, the last page, if are we using the same document? The last page, it's 7 of 7, which it was commissioned on the 4th of May 2020.
Joke ikhasi lokugcina lapho kuthiwa la commission ngomhla ka4 ku May 2020.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
But yebo kunjalo.
Okay, Colonel, briefly, in my introduction, I also want to introduce you into the record.
Ngifuna ukukwethula ke la ekuqoshweni.
In terms of your qualifications, Colonel.
Ngifuna ukuveza ke izifundo zakho.
On paragraph 2 of this report, you have stated your qualifications and the dates or the year in which you started in the forensic ballistic, which is 1995.
Lapha ke mbikweni ubhalile ukuthi waqala nini ukusenza kwa ballistic okuthiwa u1995 wabeka neziqhu zakho khona lapha.
That's correct.
Yebo njalo.
I won't go through each and every paragraph, but I'll ask there and there. My question is, when you started working in the ballistic in 1995, had you obtained this national diploma in policing with University of South Africa?
Musikala ke kusebenza kwa ballistic station ngo1995. Also itholile yini le national diploma in policing yase University of South Africa?
My national diploma was in 2010.
2010.
Yeah, national diploma yami ngayithola ngo2010.
And then is it also correct that out of all the qualifications that we have included in paragraph 2, it is only the National Diploma in Policing with the University of South Africa that is accredited in terms of South African Qualifications Act. The rest are internal courses. In other words, they are departmental trainings.
Kuyiqiniso yini ukuthi i-National Diploma in Policing yase-UNISA iyona kuphela eyamukelekayo kusakha lezi ezinye ke nje izifundo zangaphakathi.
That's correct, ma'am.
Athi yebo kunjani?
And also in particular, Colonel, if you go to paragraph 2.3.16.3, the transfer of marks by the firearm to cartridges, fired cartridges and fired bullets, that also is an internal training that you received.
Manje ke le lenyaka lesiku lesi siku 2.3.16.3 okuthiwa transfer of marks by firearm to cartridges kusho ukuthi udluliselwa ke kwemiga idluliswa ke izibhamu izidlulisela kuma cartridge ama cartridge adutshuliwe ne izinhlamvu ezidutshuliwe kusho ukuthi enye ke yalama course lawa afundwa ngaphakathi.
That's correct, madam.
Athi yebo kunjani.
And when did you do this internal training?
Manje ke lokho ke owakufundela ngaphakathi esiphoyiseni wakufunda nini?
I started my internal training in 1995 and completed in 1998.
Ngaqala ngo-1995 ngagcina ke sengiqedile ngo-1998.
And then let's move on lastly on paragraph 2 of your report. At paragraph 2.4. It's the last one on qualifications and experience. It says, I was declared competent and proficient in forensic ballistic examination. Who declared you competent?
Manje ke leba kuthiwa lana ke bangibona sengifunde ngokwanele nokukwazi ukusebenza ngendlela efanele ku forensic ballistics. Ubani ke lo owafika wathi usufinyelele kulelo zinga?
Or maybe which institution?
Nokuthi ke mhlambe ke yipi isiphi ke lesisikole?
It was an internal training and I was declared by our training officer by then and our commander.
Sasifunda ngaphakathi futhi ke owaveza lokhu ukuthi no sengifinyelele ezingeni elamukelekayo ilo wayesifundisa.
Okay, and in which year was that declaration made?
Manje ke washo nini ukuthi usufikelele kulelo zinga?
I cannot recall when was it. I have it on the certificate, but I can't recall the year.
Ikukhona certificate yini kodwa ke angisakhumbuli ukuthi kwakuyimuphi unyaka.
Thank you. Then let's move on because we have testified in respect of paragraph 3, 4 of your report and 5. And then I want us to go to paragraph 6 of this report. Paragraph 6 of your report, it says, I examined the fired bullets mentioned in 3.1 and 4.2. I won't mention them because they are already mentioned on the previous paragraph, these exhibits. And compared the individual and class characteristics markings transferred to them by firearm components during the firing process using a comparison Microsoft and found. Then it means these are your findings. Am I correct?
Manje uthi lana ngahlole izinhlamvu engikhulume ngazo u3.1 no3 no 4.2 ngase ngiqhathanisa ke lezi inhlamvu ukuthi ke kukhona imiqedo ebeke noma edluliselwe izibhamu lapho kuleyo kulezo inhlamvu lezo ngisebenzisa microphone kukhona ke ngakuthola manje lokho ke umbuzo uthi lokho wathola kusho ukuthi kwatholwa where?
That's correct, madam.
Bathi yebo kunjani?
And these are the findings of the exhibits mentioned in 3.1 and 4.2 as the bullets recovered from the scene and the firearm recovered from Cleveland. Am I correct?
Kusho ukuthi ke lana ke lokho wakuthola kule zinhlamvu lezi kukhulunywe ngazo ku3.1 no 4.2 kusho ukuthi inhlamvu ezatholakala endaweni yesigameko bese ke nesibhamu esatholakala eCleveland.
Well, 4.2 would be the test that I have fired in the firearm that was collected at Cleveland.
Bashe ke u4.2 kusho ukuthi inhlamvu ke ekwakuhlolwa ngazo engasithola eCleveland.
And 3.1?
3.1 is the bullet that was recovered at the crime scene.
U3.1 inhlamvu eyathola endaweni yesigameko.
Okay, so 4.2 is the exhibit is the bullet fired from the exhibit recovered from Cleveland, which is the firearm, or
Which
tested
would-
from the firearm from Cleveland.
Usho ukuthi ke 4.2 inhlamvu eyadutshulwa kuhlolwa lesi sibhamu esatholakala eCleveland
Cleveland.
akunjani?
That is correct, madam.
Yebo kunjani.
Okay. And then here are your findings. And do you agree with me that these were your first findings in after you have examined these two exhibits, which I've mentioned above?
Uvumelana nami yini ukuthi lo mphumela lona usho ukuthi lo wakuthola ngesikhathi uqala ukuhlola lezi khombiso?
It's the first finding. Am I correct?
Kusho ukuthi umphumela wokuqala.
No, madam, on 6.1.
Yes. Yeah, I'm still going there to 6.1. I'm just saying what you found on 6.1 was the first results of the first examination on the exhibits.
Kuzayo ukuthi ke owakuthola ku 6.1 kwakumphumela wokuqala emva kokuthi uhlole lezi ikhombiso eziku 3.1 no 4.2.
Or maybe let me read it. Maybe you'll understand
No,
it.
I just want to clarify.
Oh, okay.
Madam, in 6.1,
Yes.
the test mentioned in 4.2
Yes.
are the tests which were fired by warrant officer Ruloffs, not the tests that I have fired.
Lapha ku 6.1 kusho ukuthi ke kukhulunywa ngama-test lawa adutshulwa warrant officer Ruloffs kungemina.
Oh, okay. So these findings are not your findings.
Kusho ukuthi ke lokho kuthola umphumela lona awona umphumela wokuhlola kwakho lezi
I don't want to get lost, Kenneth. That's why I'm reading a line by line to say, you say, I examined the first bullets as I've just referred them.
Angifuni ukuthi ke silahleke yikho nje ngifunda umuqa ngomuqa.
Your report says you examined.
Sorry, I haven't finished.
Oh, sorry.
Ngoba
fast.
uthe lana mina ngahlola.
Yes. So when I was reading that paragraph, I understood it as if this is the examination that was done by yourself.
Kusho ukuthi ke uma ngifunda le paragraph mina ngizwe sengathi uthi lana kubikwa ngokuthi wena owahlola.
That's correct, madam. I compared the bullets with the test which were fired by warrant officer Ruloffs first.
Ngiqhathanise inhlamvu nalama test lawa adutshulwa warrant officer Ruloffs
Yeah.
eqaleni.
We know Ruloffs now. We are now with you on this date that you are now sitting with these two exhibits. Then I am saying in paragraph 6.1, when you say there is sufficient class characteristics but insufficient individual characteristic marking transferred to these bullets by firearm components during the firing process, which could be due to the difference in bullet material. As a result, I took a decision to obtain additional test of the same material as the exhibit bullet. You see where I'm reading?
Yabona ke lana ke kubhala ukuthi lana kukhona izinkomba ezikhombayo ezilingene kodwa ke azilingene ukuthi sikhombeke umehluko phakathi kwalezi inhlamvu.
Okay. So,
Ezadutshulwa ngesikhathi kudutshulwa ke ukuthi bazama ukuhlola ngoba kwakukhona umehluko kule insimbi lezi ezakha lezi inhlamvu and ngakho ke ngathatha ke isinqumo sokuthi ngiyothola ezinye inhlamvu engahlola ngazo ezakhiwe ngensimbi efanayo nale nhlamvu lena eyatholakala le nhlamvu eyisikhombisa.
so my understanding of these findings is that it means there was insufficient individual characteristics to give a positive match, if I understand.
Ngithola kahle kusho ukuthi kwakuzasingekho impawu ezilingene ukuthi ungakwazi ukuthi wehlukanise. Angazi noma ngizwisisa kahle yini.
Am I following, Colonel?
That is correct.
Oh, that's correct.
bathi yebo hayi kuliqiniso lo.
Yes. So that was your first report, which was negative.
Kusho ukuthi ke umbiko oqala one nomphumela ongemuhle.
My lord, it's not negative. I
Okay.
only said that the class characteristics were there, the individuals were there, but they're insufficient for me to say that it's a match. That's why I wanted to shoot additional tests with
Okay.
the correct type of ammunition.
But don't rush. We are going to the additional. We are here on paragraph 6.
Can I please ask again that you allow me to,
My apologies, my
Interpret.
lord. My apologies, my lord.
can you give me the answer again?
So the first test that this is referring to is when I compare the exhibits
Zip.
with the tests which were fired by Warrant Officer Rudolph. So I came to the conclusion that the class characteristics were there, but the individual characteristics were not
Not
sufficient
there,
enough.
yes.
So I decided to, as I've mentioned also in the same paragraph, that I decided to shoot additional tests so that I can do further examination on it.
Cha abengizama ukuchaza ke lana ukuthi yebo ngathamba ngayokhathalisa lezi inhlamvu ephuma endaweni oqala eyombukiso nale engayithola kuwarrant officer Rudolph. Ngathola ukuthi yebo kukhona impawu ezibonakalayo khona lapho kodwa besingenele kahle ukuthi zinganika isiqiniseko sokuthi ngikwazi ukuthi ngikhiphe umphumela ukuthi lezi inhlamvu ziyafana njengoba bese ngichazileke kuyona le paragraph.
Thank you, Colonel, for that explanation, but we are still coming there. I just want to understand the findings in paragraph 6.1 so that I won't make wrong submissions before this court. That's why I want to understand properly to say, in terms of the findings in paragraph 6.1, there were insufficient individual characteristics which did not give a positive identification or a match.
Ukuthi lapha ku 6.1 mangikuzusakahle bezingekho impawu ezanele ezihlukanisayo ukuze ukwazi ukuthi ube nesiqiniseko sokuthi kuyabonakala yini ukuthi lezi inhlamvu lezi umehluko noma ukufanana kunjani.
That is correct, ma'am.
Athi yebo kunjani.
And the reason you have also included on the same paragraph, you said, but insufficient individual characteristics marks transferred to these bullets by firearm components during the firing process, which could be due to the difference in bullet material.
Busuchazile lapho ukuthi hlaza ke lezi impawu lezi ezilapha akufanani ngoba uhlobo lwensimbi ezasetshenziswa ukwakha lezi inhlamvu luhlukene.
That is correct, ma'am.
Athi yebo unjani.
And then further, still on paragraph 6.1, you say, as a result, I took a decision to obtain additional tests of the same material as exhibit bullet.
Athi lapho ke ngase ngithatha isinqumo sokuthi ngiyozama ukuthola inhlamvu zokuhlola ngazo zokutesta ngazo ezenziwe ngensimbi efanayo nale inhlamvu leyathole endaweni yesigameko.
That is correct, ma'am.
Athi yebo unjani.
So, Colonel, does it mean that if there is a difference in bullet material, it means that can have an impact on the examination or on the transferring of marks?
Kusho ukuthi uma kukhona umehluko kule material noma uhlobo lwensimbi ezisetshenzisiwe ekwakheni inhlamvu lezi ezikhathaniswayo kusho ukuthi kuzoba nokwehluka ukuthi impawu lezi zidluliseka kanjani zisuke esibhamini ziya lapha ezinhlamvini zesibhamu.
That is correct, ma'am.
Athi yebo unjani.
Okay. And why did you take a decision alone to obtain additional tests of the same material as the exhibit bullet? Because the report was conclusive here. You had examined the exhibits and we have got the findings.
njengoba kwathola umphumela ke la ekuqaleni kwakho ukuthi ukwazi ukubona ukuthi umphumela unjani yini indaba ke wakhetha uwedwa ukuthi uyofuna uqhubeka uyofuna ukuthi uthole ezinye inhlamvu uthi zifana nale nhlamvu noma zakhiwe ngensimbi efanayo nale nhlamvu etholakala endaweni yesigameko?
Well, it's how you normally work. If you shoot the test or you find that the test that you are comparing with your bullets are of different material, we prefer to shoot the correct test where you can do a comparison on similar objects, not on different types of objects.
Cha indlela esisebenza ngayo ngoba uma ubona ukuthi impawu lezi azibonakale kahle into esiyenzayo ukuthi sivele sihambe isithathe unqumo sokuthi siyofuna inhlamvu ezakhiwe ngematerial efanayo nale yale nhlamvu esifisa ukuyihlola.
Why in the first place you did not use similar material?
Manje indaba eqaleni ungavelanga wathatha wahamba wayofuna inhlamvu efana nale nhlamvu lena ofuna ukuyihlola?
The tests that I'm using are the tests which were fired by Warrant Officer Rudolph's. So he used PMP full metal jacket when he shoot test on the same firearm.
Manje lokho engikwenza ke ngahlola ukuthi ngahlola inhlamvu ezazidutshulwe Warrant Officer Rudolph's owayesebenzise yena iPMP full metal jacket.
Okay.
So for me to do a proper examination, I need the same type of bullet to do a comparison.
That was used by Relofs.
Ukuthi ke mina ngikwazi ukwenza umsebenzi omuhle ngangiphoqelele ukuthi ngiyokwenza ama test ngenhlamvu ezakhiwe ngensimbi efanayo nale nhlamvu le eumbukeli.
Which is the test that was used by Relofs?
No. He's trying to explain that Rudolph's used the full metal jacket, but the bullet found on the scene, it's a CMJ.
That's correct.
Yes.
So the test of Rudolph is not similar to the test which the bullet which was found, allegedly found on the scene regarding the material.
Azamake ukuchaza lana ukuthi Rudolph yena wayesenzise i-full metal jacket. Kuwukuthi ke le nhlamvu eyatholakala endaweni yesigameko kwayilolu hlobo lwe-CMJ okwase kwenza ukuthi kube inhlamvu ezakhiwe ngey'nsimbi ezahlukene. So ayephoqelele ukuthi ayofuna inhlamvu ezakhiwe ngensimbi efanayo ukuze aneliseke ukuthi impawu ezikhona lapha kulezi inhlamvu impawu ezisebenzisekayo.
Okay. Let's conclude this before confusing the record. Let's conclude this by saying, from the examination that you did, from the exhibit, from the Rudolph's evidence test, you did not get a positive match.
Ake siqede ngalokhu ke siphethe ngokuthi kule nhlamvu lena ezazidutshulwe uWarrant Officer Rudolph's esikhathi uqhathanisa wena kusho ukuthi awuzange uthole umphumela omuhle osebenzisekayo.
But as I have mentioned, because of the difference in bullet materials, I could see the individual characteristics, but they were not sufficient. So I came to the conclusion that with this bullet, it's inconclusive, but I need to shoot the correct test to compare the correct test.
Thank you very much, Colonel.
So that I can see.
It was inconclusive.
Cha ngoba ke kwaku lezi inhlamvu lezi ezasetshenzisiwe kwakuyinhlamvu ezehluka ezakhiwe ngensimbi ezehlukile. Ngathatha isinqumo sokuthi ngoba ngiyabona impela ukuthi nokukhona okubonakalayo lapha kodwa akungiletheli isiqiniseko sokuthi ngithole umphumela omuhle. Khetha ukuthi angihambe ngiyofuna inhlamvu ezakhiwe ngensimbi efana nayo ukuze ngithole umbiko engizoba nesiqiniseko ngawo.
Am I also correct, just correct me there, am I also correct to understand that if the findings in paragraph 6.1 were inconclusive, it means there was no positive match?
So ngikhuluma iqiniso yena ukuthi uma kuwukuthi ke umphumela lapha ku 6.1 awuletheli ukweneliseka ngokuthi uthi uthole umphumela omuhle kusho ukuthi ke awuzange uthole umphumela osebenzisekayo.
I would say correct, there was no positive match, but it was an inconclusive findings.
Yebo ngingasho njalo ukuthi kwakungekho ke indlela ukuthi ngisho ukuthi le umphumela lona umphumela wawomekelekayo ngoba kwakungekho ukuthi sithi no
Thank you.
Lezinhlamvu ziyafanana.
Thank you, Colonel, for that clarification, because I want to make the correct submissions when you are not here in respect of this paragraph 6.1. Okay. And then let's move on. I'm going to skip paragraph 7 and paragraph 8. And then we go to paragraph 9. I just want to confirm, because there is no date here when you say you examined the fired bullets. Is it the 20th day of July, or it's the date wherein you made the findings in paragraph 6 of the same report?
I guess idlulele ku paragraph 9 la umuthi ke ngahlola inhlamvu ezidutshuliwe kwakumhla ka-20 kuJuly noma kwakungileli langa odubule khona lezi inhlamvu eziku-6.1 la uhlale khona lezi inhlamvu eziku-6.1.
I started comparing them after shooting the test on the 20th.
On the 20th.
And I checked them, but I couldn't finish, and I kept continuing checking them on daily until where I could reach a conclusion that this is positive. But before I could type my report, I gave them to other analysts for verification or for further comparison or doing more verification of my results.
Ngaqala usihlola ngomhla 20 kuJuly kodwa ke akusho ukuthi ngaqeda ukwenza umsebenzi walelo langa ngaqhubeka ngilokhu ngihlola kodwa ke ngingakawubhali ke ngingawukhiphi umbiko wami mayelana nalokuhlola ngaqala ngazinika ke laba abanye ama-analysts akhona ukuze balethe isiqiniseko.
Okay, Colonel, just take me step by step. On paragraph 6.1, we've finished examination. Okay? We've finished examination, we've got findings on paragraph 6.1. Then on Monday, which is paragraph 7, on the 20th, you receive another exhibit.
Ngomhla 21 kwawushithi lapha ku 7.1 ngomhla 28th
Paragraph 8. Oh, sorry.
wathola ke ezinye ke izinhlamvu.
I'm summarizing because you have already entered this evidence into the record. That's why I'm saying on paragraph 6, the only thing that I want is the specific date to say on the 20th of July you receive the exhibits. On paragraph 8, you examined. And then on paragraph 9, what is happening and when? That's where I am now. On paragraph 9. Do you see that, Kenneth?
Yes, I see that.
Yeah.
I think ngiyabona yini lapha paragraph ikona ngifuna ukuzwisisa kahle ngoba uthe ngo-6.1 ngathola lezi nhlamvu ku paragraph 8 wathi wahlola ngifuna ukuzwisisa kahle lapha ku paragraph 9 kwakwenzekani.
Well, if you look at the date I've received the firearm on the 20th
of July. Okay.
Ngathola ke sibhamu ngomhla 20 kuJuly.
I shot the test when I came back.
Ngase ngidubula ke ama-test ngalilanga.
And I started with a microscopic comparison of the exhibits.
Ngase ngiqala ke ukuthi ngihlole ke nge-microscope ke lama-exhibit engiwatholile.
I could not complete on the 20th. I continued on the 21st.
Angizange ngikwazi ukuqeda umsebenzi wami ngomhla 20 ngaqhubeka ngomhla 21st.
And I can't recall whether I finished on the 22nd, but then I gave in to my colleagues for verification.
Kodwa angisakhumbule ukuthi ngaqeda ngaleli langa noma ngaqeda ngilandelelayo kodwa ke engikwazi ukuthi ngadlulisela ke lama-exhibits kubantu engisebenza nabo
Okay.
ukuthi nabo bazobhekisisa.
So it means you received the firearm from Cleveland
On the 20th, yes.
on the 20th.
Yebo ngathola isibhamu esivele eCleveland ngomhla 20.
Okay. And that firearm on the 20th you received after you had made findings in paragraph 6.1.
Kusho ukuthi wathola lesi sibhamu emva kokuthi usuqedile ukuhlola lapha nokuthi uthola umphumela lo olapha ku 6.1.
That is correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjani?
Oh, okay. So it means when you got the findings in 6.1, the firearm had not reached the lab at that time.
Kusho ukuthi ke uthola umphumela kolapha ku 6.1 isibhamu sasingakafiki elab.
Am I
My
right?
lord, when I reached the conclusions on 6.1, the
Yes.
firearm was still at Cleveland Police Station.
At Cleveland Police
Mangithola
Station.
umphumela ku 6.1 isibhamu sasisise Cleveland.
Thank you very much, Kenan. Yeah, and then when you found negative results in paragraph 6, then you went to Cleveland to fetch the firearm on the 20th or on the date thereafter. Just
Wathi
to be safe.
kumuthola umphumela onganelisi lapha ku 6.1 wabe seke uyahamba uya eCleveland yolanda isibhamu.
That's correct, my lord. After finding inconclusive findings, not negative findings, inconclusive
Cha
findings.
ngathola umphumela ongenelisa hayi ukuthi umphumela ophikisayo.
But, okay, let's leave it.
When you say it's negative, it means it was not fired in the fire.
Manje ke phela umuthi lo mphumela awenelisa uchaza ukuthi phela leyo ntambo le ayidutshulwanga kuleso sibhamu.
Okay, now thank you very much for that clarity that it was inconclusive results which did not give positive match.
That's correct, my lord.
I want to learn the ballistic way now.
Ongenelisi.
Okay. Then you went out of the lab to Cleveland Police Station to get the firearm now.
So asuka ke waye eCleveland Police Station wayolanda isibhamu manje.
That is correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjani?
If we can just pause there, don't close that page, which is paragraph 9. We're still going to analyze your findings now. After the first one that did not give you a positive match. Colonel, is it correct that when you do a comparison on the comparison microscope, there is a set of rules that are established internationally that you work according to? Set of rules, internal rules, that you work according to when we are doing the microscope comparison.
A set of
Kusho
rules.
ukuthi ke uma wenza ke uqhathanisa lapha ngaphansi kwale microscope oyisenzisayo ukuqhathanisa kukhona ke imithetho oyilandelayo esetshenziswa emhlabeni wonke oyilandelayo ukuthi wenze indlela oqhathanisa ngayo ngale mithetho ebekiwe.
Maybe I can say it is the set of rules, or it's the standard procedure, or it's the method that you follow.
Angithi ke mhlambe ke imithetho ebekiwe mhlambe indlela ezibekiwe zokuthi kusetshenziswe ngazo ofanele uzilandele.
But I'll say the method that we use or the procedure that we use.
The
Mina
method.
ngathi indlela nje
Method or
esizilandelayo.
procedure that we use.
And one of those procedures is the CMS.
Manje enye ke yalezi indlela isenza ngazo iCMS.
Normally we've been using the pattern matching, but the CMS was also introduced. It was only introduced, but it was not yet applied. But we kept on also trying using it.
Engingakusho ukuthi sasenzisa ipattern matching kodwa iCMS yagcina nayo esiqalile ukusetshenziswa kodwa yayingakalethwa ngaleso sikhathi.
It was not?
Uthe
What about CMS?
It was only introduced,
Okay.
but normally we were using the pattern matching, and then the CMS was introduced.
iCMS yona yethula kodwa ngoba ngaleso sikhathi sasisebenzisa ipattern matching.
When was it introduced, CMS?
iCMS ke yethulwa nini?
started with it after
2010,
2014. After the
2014.
Saqala ukusebenzisa
2014 when we
2014.
attended the
The course
workshop in
in Cape Town.
Cape Town. That's correct.
saqala ukuyisebenzisa ngo-2014 emva kokuthi ngesambe siyoqeqeshwa ku-workshop ese-Cape Town.
Which means what? Consecutive matching
Matching
striation.
strides. That's correct.
Okusho ukuthi consecutive matching strias. Lo uchaza ukuthi
Striation, Mr. Ngo.
striation. Ngiyaqondisa lapha. Sorry. Usho ukuthi ke la kulandelelwa ke ukuthi yiziphi iyiphi imigqa efanayo ekhona elandelelekayo.
So in that training in 2014, that's when you were taught that you have to use this, we said it's a method or a policy, CMS method.
Uthe lena ke indlela isenza ngayo. Uthi yena.
And then which method did you use or did you apply?
Yiphi indlela yokusebenza owayisebenzisa la?
Yes.
There are some instances where you apply both of them.
Khona indawo la usebenzisa khona zombili lezi ndlela zokusebenza.
So which was the pattern match
You get the pattern match and also
and the
you get the striation.
consecutive matching striation.
That's correct, ma'am.
Usho ukuthi lapha ngabe senzisa pattern matching saphinde sasebenzisa ke nokubheka le migqa ekuthiwa ama striation.
Okay. And then in terms of this method of CMS, you have to find, you'll correct me if I put it the other way, but when you are doing the comparison with the exhibits, you need to find one group of 6 striations or 2 groups of striations.
Kusho ukuthi ke uma
Sorry, not 2, 3, sorry my lord. You have to find one group of 6 striations or 2 groups of 3 striations.
kusho ukuthi ke uma uqhathanisa ke la ufanele uthi uthole iqembu lemigqa eyisithupha noma usithole amaqembu amabili emigqa emithathu
In the same relative position.
wonke ke ehleli eindaweni eziqhathanisekayo.
That is correct, ma'am.
Yebo
That's
unjalo.
correct. Okay. So I want us to use this formula now when we're going there to calculate these striations. Group of 6 striations.
Senzise yona ke le formula uma siyobheka lapho ukuthi ikuphi le migqa.
But also before going there to the chart of your examination, can you tell me, with your understanding, the difference between the pattern method and the CMS, if there is any difference?
Uma ukhona umehluko phakathi we-CMS ne-pattern matching, ngicela ukuthi ungichazele ukuthi yini ke lo mehluko.
My lord, when you're speaking of CMS, you're speaking of striation lines that are created by the firearm in the firing process. It could be 6 matching striations or 2 sets of 3. They must be in the same relative positions. And when you're talking of a pattern, you can have striations that makes a pattern, specific pattern. And when you look at that pattern, it will be the same pattern that is created by those striations. So that's when we're using both. You're looking at the pattern created by the striations.
Okay.
Uma sikhuluma nge-CMS ke sikhuluma ngemigqa ke le eshiyekayo lapha esibhamini kodwa kufanele besezindaweni ezikwaziyo ukuthi ziqhathaniseke. Manje masikhuluma nge-pattern sikhuluma sisho ukuthi le migqa lena yakha i-pattern ethize ebonakalayo ukuthi iyaqhathaniseka ibonakala ukuthi seyindaweni ezifanayo yini.
So it's possible to apply them both simultaneously.
Manje uchaza ukuthi ke uyakwazi ukuzisebenzisa zombili lezi ndlela wathi yebo.
Okay. Are we also in agreement that when we're looking at the striations, now we are looking at the group of 6 striations, group of 6 striations, or 2 groups of 3 striations.
Manje sopheka ke la kukhona khona iqembu le miga lena yokuhuzuka eyisithupha noma sibheke la kunemaqembu amabili miga emithathu ngalenye.
Yes, Malot, we can
We
look
are in
at,
agreement.
Siyavumelana yini?
we can look at the striations, the 6 striations, or even if it's more than 6. But we are looking at the striations created by a Farah. We can count those striations also.
Athi hayi sizobheka ke ukuhuzuka noma imiga eshiwe yisibhamu.
But in terms of this CMS method, we have to look at 6 striations, 1 group of 6 striations, or 2 group of striations.
Manje ngokuhambisana ke nalendlela yokusebenza iCMS ukuthi sifanele sifune imiga eyisithupha noma sifune imiga emithathu esemaqembini amabili.
Consecutively matching or continuously matching.
Kusho ukuthi ke elandelelana ngendlela abekeke ngayo.
That's correct, Malot.
Yebo njani?
I'm asking these things because I want to understand the application when we're going to the striations, to say which method are we applying when we are counting the striations.
Ukuthi ngifuna ukuzwisisa kahle ukuthi kubalwa kanjani lapha yikho ngibuza.
Okay. Do you also agree with me, Colonel, that the consecutive matching striations is mainly, stria is 1.
Manje ke ligama lethi stria lisho okukodwa, striations usho ukuthi imiga eminingi.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Oh,
Athi yebo kunjani?
okay. Is it correct that in consecutive matching stria, it means that striations which you are counting must follow each other? In other words, there cannot be a difference or a break in between the striations.
Usho ukuthi ke uma ngithi kubalwa ke lemiga lena ifanele ihambe ilandelelane ngendlela elandelene ngayo kulezi indawo zombili osibhekayo, kungabi nala uthola khona ukuthi kukhona umuga ongekho.
There must be.
When we refer to a break, what are we referring to?
Manje
Because
uma
that break can create what we call a pattern.
manje umuthi ke kukhona ke la eqe khona uchaza ukuthini?
When we are talking about the pattern and consecutive matching, I don't know whether I should explain that in Zulu. Consecutive, it's 1 and the same striation. So it must be the same without a break, without another striation which is not continuously matching with the other one. That's the explanation I can give.
Ukuthi ke imiga lena ifanele ilandelelane ngendlela efananayo kuzo zombili izindawo ozobe uzihlola.
We can continue on that one.
We can continue on that. Thank you.
Continue on that.
Okay.
Singaqhubeka nalo.
Okay. And then these consecutive striations, they have to line up.
Manje ke le miga ke nje elandelanayo ngaleyo ndlela ifanele ke ibonakala ukuthi hamba ngendlela
In other words, on both sides, we have the left-hand side, which is the exhibit bullet. We have the right-hand side, which is the test bullet. Am I correct?
That's correct.
okusho ukuthi ke ifanele ibe sendaweni eyodwa uma isibheke kule nhlamvu lena ethole endaweni esigameko ke na kule nhlamvu le ye test nakhona kufanele ukuthi le miga lena iqondene.
So these lines, they have to line up,
Kusho ukuthi ke le miga ifanele iqondane
and they must be of the correct width
kusho ukuthi ke nobubanzi bayo ifanele kufane.
Sorry, my lord, just one word. They must also of the same height.
Futhi ke nobude bayo lemigqa ifanele ifane.
In other words, what I'm saying to you, Kenneth, is that these consecutive matching striations, they must line up and must be in their same height and in their same width. I will show you when you are going there. In other words, they must be the same. That's what I'm trying to unpack.
Ngishoyo ukuthi lesimigqa leni ifanele iqondane ibe mide ngendlela efananayo ibe nobubanzi obufananayo. Ngizokukhombisa masiya la.
In other words, the other one should not be big in width and the other one be thin. They must be of the same.
Engikuchazayo ukuthi kungabi nokwehlukana, kungabi ugqinsi, kungabi nosaqili.
But when you say they must be the same width, the same thickness, or we look at the type of ammunition that we're using. Here we're using the CMJ. CMJ is a soft bullet. So the reaction of the CMJ, because the soft bullet will not always be the same. You must put that also into consideration.
Sifanele sibheke futhi naloko ukuthi CMJ inhlamvu ekwenga insimbi soft okusho ukuthi ke ayiqinile kangako. Sifanele sibheke naloko ukuthi okushiyakayo lapha kuleya nhlamvu leyo kuzoba njani.
So that is an exception to this case.
That's correct.
Athi akayi yiloko ke okwenza ukuthi kube nomehluko kule kwesibhekana.
And then also, Colonel, do you agree with me that when you are calculating the first, let me say the first or the one set of 6 striations or 2 groups of striations, if there is a break in between, you have to stop counting and count afresh above the break.
Uma ukuthi khona la ukweqhubeka khona kusho ukuthi kungabonaka khona la okungenamuqa khona sifanele kusime ebese siyoqala ukubala kabusha.
My lord, it will depend on what are we looking at. If we are looking at one groove, we count all the striations in that one groove. So if there's 6 striations in one groove, irrespective of the gap that is there, but they are all in one groove. They're created by one group. So we count them all because they're in one group.
Ngikutheni sibala emseleni owodwa yini uma ukuthi lemigqa nesibhekayo yonke semseleni owodwa kusho ukuthi sisobala yona ukuthi iyisithupha khona kuleyo msele.
Okay. But that's not the method in terms of the CMS.
That is the method on CMS.
Akuyona ke indlela okusetshenzwayo ku CMS cha yona method yona indlela okusetshenzwa ngayo ku CMS.
And then now let's go to, can I ask Advocate Sebanda to assist me with your chart? Now we are going to count and see how many consecutive matching striations. Consecutive matching striations. That's CMS kernel. Let's go in the application of that method.
Manje ke sizobheka lena sizobheka ukuthi ke kunemiga emingaki elandelanayo yokumadanisa.
I've put a Waterpass there that I will ask you to use for the court, and then you lend me your pointer so that I can point you out.
My lord, I'm still saying the water pass will not work in this.
Will not work.
It won't work.
Cha le Waterpass lo okhuluma ngayo angeke ukwazi ukusebenza.
Sorry, do you ever use a Waterpass?
Nika nisebenzise yini Waterpass?
No, my lord, you don't use
Have you
water.
ever used it?
I have never
Ngeke
used it.
nisebenzise.
Your colleagues at the laboratory, have they ever used it?
We don't use it.
Bakhona
use
yini
it.
abanye
You don't use
abasenzisayo
Okay,
bathi cha.
fine.
But
Waterpass. So it's for building, if I recall. Waterpass for the lines
Kernel,
of a brick.
with due respect, I respect you. I'm not undermining you when I'm asking you to assist me in using that tool. I know it's not from the lab, but it's the way that I want you to understand me, to see the lines there in the chord chart. You understand, Kenneth?
Cha bengifuna ukuthi ngisize ukuthi ngikuzwisise ukuthi lemiga lena ime kanjani kuleya chart. Sisebenzisa ke yona lena.
I'll take you through each and every lines, but I want you to show us there.
My lord, I'm still saying the water pass will not work.
Okay.
I'll show you something. If I'm holding this water pass, I draw a line here. The person who's seated there doesn't see the line that I'm drawing because it's below the water pass. It's in line with the length of my eyes. I can see that line. But someone who's seated here will not see that line. So it will be like I'm showing the line that is not there.
Okay.
Uma umdwebo umuqa ngisebenzisa le Waterpass ohleli lapha angeke alibone lo umuqa mase ucanga ukuthi ngikhombisa into engekho.
My problem is that the pointer, in the pointer, you were saying it's there. But I want you to take me through the line to see if it's lining up from the left-hand side to the right-hand side.
Cha ukuthi
Maybe you
ngifuna
can-
ukuthi mangikhombisa lapha bese angikhombisa ke nawe ukuthi hayi iqondele ke lelimiga ukusuka ngapha ngawesokunxele iziyofika ngawesokude.
Maybe you can use your hand or maybe a pen to show me that here is the line. Here, this is how it goes up to the end.
Manje wena ungangikhombisa
That's the
ke
only thing I
ngasebenzisa
want to
nanoma ipeni uthi nawo umuqa. Uhamba kanje uziyofika ekugcineni.
You know it better. If you can just take me through. We are going to start with that one is Exhibit X13E1. Can you borrow me a pointer, please?
May I take it across, my lord?
What's it?
It's a pointer.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Kenneth. You see, in the, my lord, I'm using Exhibit X13E1, the original one. I'm not sure how we separate them. You see this one, the first chart, the first chord chart, not the one that was introduced during cross-examination.
Okay.
Yes. So, you see, this striation. See, I'm not sure whether your eyes, you see this striation. It's going on both sides.
Yabona yini lo muqa lo ukuthi uhamba ngazonke.
That's correct, yes.
That's correct.
Okay,
Yes.
kunjani?
But underneath that, there are two striations that do not match.
Manje ngezansi
Just-
kwaloko kukhona imigane engamataniseki.
Maybe for the sake of the record, if the striations have been numbered, in the record don't be able to distinguish between this striation and that striation. If maybe the numbering of the striations can be used.
It means let's go. It's so unfortunate that when you were leading this evidence in chief, you did not have these marks and these errors, and you went through and you were flying with this chart. Now that I'm taking you through this chart, you are unable, but I will respond.
That's incorrect. Why do you say this witness is unable? Where do you get that from?
Let's proceed with the second exhibit. Because I was taking you through the first one, which did not have marks.
Which did not have marks on
Yeah,
side
on
of
the,
test.
sorry?
Which
Marks,
did not have marks on the
marks
side
like
of
this
the
one. You see this one is numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, up to number 6. I'm saying the first one did not have these marks, of which the state is asking me to direct the record through it.
Hello, the first one and this one is the same photo.
Yes, it's the same photo. That's why I was also taking you through this one. But the state is now saying that I must use this one so that the record will understand the number of striations or the position of the striations. Do you understand that, Colonel?
No, I understand, but when you're saying they are not there on the side, I've explained yesterday that if you look at your bullet, if your bullet has bent a little bit in the middle, there won't be striations there because they will not be transferred to your exhibit. Your exhibit will not be touching the surface of the barrel.
No.
But if you look towards the end there, at point number 3 there, is the same striation that we are talking about, the
Yeah.
side.
I'm saying the same
Mina
striation.
ngizama ukuchaza nakho ukuthi ke uma kuwukuthi ke inhlamvu kukhona la igobe khona angeke kukhona indawo la engeke ibe nezimpawu khona lezi ezibonakalayo yikho ngithi ke lo uphawu olulapha ku3 lugcina libonakale kulo 3 omunye.
Colonel, I'm still coming there. I'm still on the error number 2. That's error number 2, which I was trying to show you. 2 is this one. Eh? I was trying to show you in the first exhibit. It's this one. That's the striation number 2. Do you agree with me?
Bengisazama ukukhombisa kona yiloko kukhonjwa umcebo Mshololo wesibili. What yeah.
Then I am saying to you, or my question is, between the striation number 2 and the striation number 3, you see, there is a break because there are 3 striations that do not line up, that do not match on the other side, which they only appear on the left-hand side, but they do not go to the right-hand side.
Engichazayo ukuthi ke uma sibheka unumber 2 kukhona imigqa emithathu ebonakalayo ngakwesokunxele kodwa ayifinyeleli ekubonakaleni kahle ngakwesokudla.
And the same striations that we are referring to.
Number 2.
I explained yesterday.
Number 2?
These striations here.
Yes.
These ones. As I said, if your bullet is not straight, there won't be striations here because it does not touch the barrel of the car.
Okay, so
When you continue, here they are.
Njengoba sengichazileke isolo ukuthi uma ningayiqondile inhlamvu yakho izobonakala kahle ngapha ngakwesokunxele kodwa ke nje uma silandelela siyabona
Can you follow the point? Is that the one that you are talking about?
That's correct, yes.
Yes. If you go, it doesn't match with this one.
They match here. They are not matched here.
They are not that clear. Okay, let's agree to say they are not that clear.
Yes, it comes. It will end up right here. Let me try it with the water passage wish. See now, if I'm holding it this way, I can see, but you can't see.
Uma ngibamba kanjena le water pants, mina ngiyakwazi ukubona kodwa wena ukwazi ukubona.
Sorry, just for my understanding. Is it not because the bullet is cylindrical?
That's correct.
Must be.
The surface of the bullet is not straight. it's
Cylindrical.
That's
why you can yeah,
ukuthi
extend it.
inhlamvu lena indingilezi.
Okay. And then also let's look between error number 1 and error number 3.
Asibheke ke futhi phakathi kwale mcibilisholo oqala nowesithathu.
Number 1 and number 2.
Sorry.
Number 1, number 3.
Just a minute, my lord. Just a minute. So, Colonel, are we in agreement that between error number 2, the striation, and error number 2 and 3, the striation that we have pointed out to say it appears towards the end, we are saying it's not clear, visible, clear enough because it's not straight. It's because of the cylinder bullet. It's because the bullet is not straight.
Uchaza ukuthi le sibonako lapha number 2 ayibonakali kahle ngoba
I-bullet is cylindrical.
ngoba ke inhlamvu indingilezi.
My lord, I'll try and explain it. If my hand is a bullet and it's straight, my hand is in contact with the water pass all over. But if my hand is in this position, it's not in contact with the bullet completely. So if you look at the center part, it does not come into contact with the bullet.
Okay, so
But the front part is in contact with the bullet, and the back part is in contact with the bullet. So if there are any striations on this, will be created towards the back and will be created towards the front. So the center part will not have the striations.
yeah, that's why I want to verify to say, do I understand you correctly to say it's not clearly visible because of the make of the bullet?
Manje ke ukuchaza ukuthi ke akubonakali kahle ngendlela yakho ngayo ke lenhlamvu.
Not necessarily the make of the bullet, how the bullet reacted when a shot is fired. It
No.
could be that the center part of it, remember there's pressure. What happens when a shot is fired?
Okay.
The propellant powder that is burning turns into gas. That gas pushes the bullet into the barrel. Now your bullet is a little bit bigger in diameter than the barrel of your firearm.
Okay.
So there's pressure from behind pushing the bullet into the barrel. And because it does not fit there, it's a little bit bigger. The pressure that's coming from behind will push it. At one stage, it will sort of contrast a little bit, creating a curve line where some part of the bullet will not be in contact with the barrel of your firearm. So there won't be marks.
We won't have clear marks. Okay.
That's correct, Mama.
Okay.
Asikhona indawo lapho
I just want clear marks and not clear
uma
marks.
inhlamvu ngithi isunduzwa into ekuthiwa propellant ngapha. Uma sidlula ke la esibhamini kukhona indawo ezingeke sithintane nesibhamu.
So, Colonel, I put it to you that there, on the striation, which you have just indicated, that is not a visible striation, and therefore it means it's a break. It means it's a break, and therefore it does not give the consecutive marks, which you can count from 1 to 6. Striations, to 6 matching striations. Consecutive.
Masibheka lapha siyabona ukuthi khona la impawu lezi esizibhekile ezingasadluleli ngale ngakwesokudla okugcina ukusho ukuthi lokho ke kusivezela ukuthi azivelanga impawu ezilandelanayo eziyisithupha.
But if they are not visible, does not necessarily mean they are not there.
Okay. Thank you.
Uma zingabonakali ukusho ukuthi akusho ukuthi azikho.
Okay, thank you. My Lord, can I ask that we take a short break and then we'll proceed after tea break.
What's the time?
11:16, my lord.
Okay. Once again.